Okay, so today we are going to complete two topics. So first will be concept of nesting in while loop, or you can simply say that nested while loops. Okay, and next will be for loops. So we are going to complete this nested while loops and for loops. So before going to give you the this introduction about nested while loops, I just want you just try to think why do we need nesting in while loop. Okay, so just give me 1 minute and try to think about this. Yes, so what is basically nesting? So it look like really very complex, but it is really not means so much complex. So don't think about this figure. So nesting is very simple for while loop. What we will do here, we will have one while loop inside another while loop. Okay, or you can keep more than one while loop. Like we have one while loop inside this while loop, and inside this second while loop, you can also keep a next while loop. So this is called as nested while loops. Okay, so now I have a video. So if you want to see how this nested while loop works, so basically what happens, just try to see this program. Okay, this is the example of nested while loop. So here you can see that we have a loop while I less than 3 and z is equal to 1. Means initially we are starting from I is equal to 1 and while I less than 3, z is equal to 1. And inside this we have one more while loop. Okay, so means I think understanding this will be maybe difficult to you. So I will show you this later. Okay. So before that, I am just giving you the example of while loop. So now you can ask me what is the need of this while loop. So can't we do our program without this while loop? So the answer is very simple. In some cases, we need while loop. Okay. So just I am giving you some program where you can use while means where we need to while use while. Okay, so suppose that we need to print this structure. Okay, so if I ask you to print this structure, then you know that if this would be a star printing, okay, only we need to print the star, then the program will be really very simple. Simply you can write what I is equal to 1 while I less than equal to while I less than equal to 5, and then what we will do here, print star means how many times, 5 times star. So this program will be really very simple, and we also need to update I plus equal to 1. This is not the exact program that I was saying you. Means this program was this. If I ask you to create a program for this, then you can easily create by writing this program. Now, if I ask you to complete this program, then you can see that for every row means for every row the value of this is changing. Firstly, we are printing one, then we are printing one, two, three, then one, then we are printing one, two, three, then we are printing one, two, three, four. Means the value is different in every case. So what we need to do here, so we will write here while, if I talk about this program, okay, so we will start again from what, I is equal to 1. Next, we know that we need to run this loop for 5 times. But printing is different. First we need to print 1, so then we need to print 1 too. So how can we handle that? So we will initialize here j is equal to 1. Okay, and we will tell that while j less than equal to I, print j, print the value of j. And here we will write n is equal to nothing. Means we will not give the space here. Okay, means then what this while loop will do means it will print. Firstly, if you see that if our value is 1 and for our value of j is 1, then what we will do here, we will go to this loop. Okay, means just try to, means just I'm giving you the example, then I will say how this program is running. Okay, so first I'm commenting this previous lines. Okay, if you run your program, okay, so this is an infinite loop. Surely this would be an infinite loop. Why? So do you know the concept of infinite loop? So this program is basically no hanged. Okay. Whenever you create an infinite loop, your application will be hanged. Now you can see that my application is hanged. There is no way of controlling now. So basically infinite loop is a loop that can never terminate. Okay. So if you write your program like that, means you are printing while I less than equal to 10 and you never updated the value of I. You initialize the value of I is equal to 1 and you return the condition while I less than equal to 10, then print this. And you never updated the value of I, means value of I. Then what will happen? The value of I will be always 1. Then your program will never terminate. Okay. So that case is called as infinite loop. The same thing happened right now. We have written a loop that was, means the value of I we never updated, so it was an infinite loop. So now I am showing you the program what caused this as the infinite loop. So here you can see that what's happening. So just think about this program. Okay, you are initializing the value of I is equal to 1. Okay, and you return the condition while I less than equal to 5, print start times of I. And if you forget updating the value of I, then what will happen? This condition will be always true and it will always print star 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 star. This program will never terminate. So this condition is called as the infinite loop. Same thing happens here. Same thing happened here. What we'll do here means we basically initialize of I is equal to 1 and we want to run the loop for 5 times. Okay, but we did in the condition I less than equal to 5, but we never updated the value of I. That's why it was the infinite loop. And again, inside this while loop, we never written updated the value of j. So again, it will be an infinite loop. So we also need to update this. So just I'm running this program, and you can see the output. Okay, so it is printing 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4. So how this program is working, so just I'm explaining that. So what will happen, so initially the value of I will be what? Initial value of I will be 1. Okay, now we'll go inside this loop and then we will initialize the value of, so this is our I. Okay, now we will have j is equal to 1. Okay, so here the value of I is equal to 1 and j is equal to 1. So this condition is what? This condition is true, j less than equal to I. So it will print the value of j. So it will print 1. Now it will update the value of j by 1. So it means it will increase the value of j by 1. Then what will happen? The value of j will be not 2. Okay. So what will happen? Now it will check this condition. Okay, means this while means one, if you talk about one iteration of this while loop, so one iteration of this while loop will complete, means outer while loop will complete after completing this whole while loop. Okay, so now it will print the value of j and this condition will be now false, then it this while loop will be completed. Now it will print a new line and now it will update the value of I by 1. Okay, so the same thing will happen and I can show you how this program is working. So if you run this by debugging in the debugging mode, by running start debugging, now you can see, just try to understand very carefully. Okay, here you can see that firstly the value of I is 1 and then this condition will be true, then we have initialized the value of j by 1. So this condition, now this while loop will be now activated. Okay, so now it will check the condition j less than equal to I. So this condition is true. So it will print j and then n is equal to nothing. Now it will increment the value of j by 1. Now the value of j will be what? 2. So this condition will be now false. So this while loop will be now terminated. Now it will print a new line. Now you can see that it has printed a new line. Now the value of I is now incremented by 1. Now the value of I will be what? True. Sorry, the value of I will be not true. Again we will do the same thing. We will initialize the j by 1. Again this while loop will start. Now this while loop has the condition j less than equal to 2. Okay, because the value of I is 2. So j less than equal to 2. The condition is, so what? So the value of j is now 1. So this condition will be true and this will print the value j. So it will print 1. Now it will increment the value of j by 1. Again the condition of while loop will be checked. This condition is not true. Again true because the value of j is 2 and the I is also true. So the both the value has 2. So this condition is true. So it will print the value 2. Okay. Now again the value of j will be incremented by 1. So now the value of j will be 3. Now this condition will be false. Now it will be terminated and it will print a new line and it will now increment the value of I by 1. Now the value of I will be what? 3. Again this will happen, j will be 1 and it will check the condition j less than equal to, the value of I is now 3. Okay. Now again it will print 1, 2 up to 3. Okay. Now this while loop will be terminated. Why? Because the value of j will be now 4 and the value of I is now the value of I is 3. So this loop will be terminated. Now it will again print a new line and it will increment the value of I by 1. Okay. Now again this condition is true. Yes, value of I is 4. So 4 less than equal to 5 is true. So again it will initialize j by 1 and will print up to 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So now it will print a new line. Now the value of I will be incremented by 1. Now it will be 5. Again this condition is true. Again it will initialize j is equal to 1 and it will do while j less than equal to 5, print this. So it will print up to 5. Okay. Now the value of j is, you can see that 6. After incrementing the value of j will be 6. So 6 is not less than equal to 5. So this while loop will be terminated and will print a new line and it will increment the value of I by 1. Now the value of I is 6. So this condition is now false. So the whole loop will be not terminated. Is this clear everyone? Is this clear everyone?
सर सर जब आपने लिखा है व्हाइल जे लेस देन इज इक्वल टू आई,
Yes.
तो ये जे की वैल्यू 1 है,
Hmm.
लेस देन इज इक्वल टू आई 1।
No, means the value means if you talk about means what is basically the value of j is updating every time. When you have initialized, just forget this loop. Okay, means suppose that this loop doesn't exist. Just think about this. So what is this means? This is again the same while loop that we are practicing. So if I copy this loop here, now you can see that this is the same while loop that we are using. So again, the difference here is that we have the value j less than equal to I. Suppose that if I write here 5, then this is the same thing that we are doing. So that is again means happening. If you talk about a while loop means one iteration. So every run of while loop or any loop is called as iteration. Okay, so if you talk about a single iteration, then in this single iteration we have again a while loop. So this while loop will complete, then only then one iteration of the outer while loop will be finished. Okay,
ओके सर।
so initially you initialize j by 1, but you have written while j less than I. Suppose that the value of I is 5, then what will happen, this loop will run for 5 times
ओके सर।
for a single iteration of outer while loop.
ओके
Running this loop, completing this loop, now the first iteration or means this particular iteration will be completed, then it will go to the next iteration. So that is what happening. Now if I give you the next example, then it will be very clear. Okay, so suppose that now we want to print the structure like this. Firstly, we want to print one means odd numbers. We want to print odd numbers only. 1, 3, 5, 7, and then 1, 5, 7, 9, and then 1,
5 7 9 11।
11. We want to print the structure like this. Then what we will do here? Then again we will create two while loop. So first we will tell start from I is equal to 1. Then do what?
वाई
Yes. Then we will write here while
आई लेस देन इज इक्वल टू।
do what? Initialize the value of j by 1, and then do here what? While I less than equal to while j less than equal to I, and do what? In 2 star. You want that? What? So firstly, we will print 1. Okay, so means every means this row is basically this column values is handled by j. Okay, and these values means number of rows is basically handled by I. Okay, so what basically the application of I and j is here? I basically handles number of rows that we want to print, and j is responsible for printing these values. Okay, this clear to you? So now,
यस सर।
if you want to print any particular value, we know that the value of any means any odd number we can write like this: 2 star I plus 1. So or means we are printing by j, so we can write here 2 star j plus 1. So if the value of j will be 0, then the value of this value will be 1. If the value of j will be 1, then it will print 3. Okay, so we have written wrong here. Here will be 1, 3, 5, and then 1, 3, 5, 7, and then here will be 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Okay, so this will be, so if you put the value of j 0, so it will give you 1. If you put the value of j 1, then it will give you 3. If you put the value of j 2, then it will give you 5. So we know that this is the way of printing this. Now we will write here print 2 star 2 star j minus 1. Okay, Why we are printing j minus 1? Because if you put the value of j1, then it will give 3. To handle this, because we are starting from 1, so we are printing 2 star j minus 1. So now if you have the value of j1, then it will print 1. If the value of j will be 2, then it will print 3. If the value of j will be 3, then it will print 5. Okay, so just for we are not changing this. Okay, so if you start from 0, then you don't need to write minus 1, then you can write plus 1. Okay, so now you can write n is equal to nothing, and when you run your program, and also here we also need to increment the value by 1, and then here we also increase the value of by 1. Now if you run your program, okay, again infinite loop condition occur. So I am running this separately. Okay, so because of lots of examples, so maybe we may have some problems. So scale while loops. Now our condition is while j less than equal to I, and then increase no, it will not give you any error. Okay,
Sir, missing I plus equal to
what? I plus, okay,
I plus equal to 1.
I plus is equal to 1. Sorry, I plus equal to 1. Okay, that's why it is giving the infinite loop condition. Okay, you can see that if you not print the new line, then what will happen? It will print the structure like this. Means after one row, one particular while loop finishes, you need to add a new line. Okay, that's why we have missed the new lines, so that it is printing with this structure. Now you can see that it is printing 1 1 3 1 3 5 1 3 5 7 1 3 5 7 9. Okay, so this is for printing the even numbers. Now again, if I ask you to print the odd number, then what we will do here, the program will remain very same. If you want to print the even numbers only, then you will just write here the condition print 2 star j. Here you can see that if you run your program, you can see that it is printing 2 2 star 2 4 2 4 6 2 4 6 8 2 4 6 8 10. Is this clear, everyone? If you have any doubt, you can ask. Okay, so means if this nesting will be clear to you, then we are again going to see the example of the nesting in case of for loop. So if you will understand this very clearly, then applying the for loop means applying the nested loop in the case of for loop will be not very difficult to you. Just try to. If you have any doubt at any place, you can ask. So Has anyone doubt? No.
No, sir.
Okay, so I have given you the examples. Means now means try to apply this nested while loops, and we already have the problems in the assignments. Okay, so in the last assignment, you can find the problem that will be related to this. Means related to this. Okay, so just try to find out means and then try to practice on it. Now we are going to see the for loops. So the structure of the for loop is again very same. What we do here instead of, so means if what is the difference between for and while loop is, in while loop we do one very necessary thing is that initialization, means we always initialize our variable. Okay, and also we need to do the updation. If you see any while loop, you can see that if you talk about a very simple while loop, means suppose that means if I give you the example of any simple while loop, means now just think about this while loop. We have I is equal to 1. Suppose that, and we are writing here while. So simply suppose that we are writing while I is equal to 1, and then while I less than 5, print I, okay, and then increment the value or decrement the value of I by 1. So if you see this particular while loop, now here you can see that we have three things here. First is what? Initialization. We always do initialization in case of while loop. And also we do one more thing is that updation. So initialization and updation is mandatory when you create the while loop. Otherwise, you cannot work with the while loop. So to overcome this situation, Python has created one different form of loop that is called as for loop, where you don't need to think about initialization and updation. Initialization and updation will be done automatically by Python. Okay. So what this for loop does, the logic here is instead of condition, also here the condition is very different. Okay. So for loops does what? Use for loop says that whenever the condition of the last element is not reached, okay, means if the condition of means mostly we use for loop in case of sequences. Okay, and we want to work with the arrays or sequences by using the for loop. So for loop tells that if the last we don't if we don't reach the last item, then run the body of the for loop. If we reach up to the last item, then terminate the for loop. So suppose that I'm just giving you a string example. Okay. So this is just a string, and suppose that here we have DNA sequence ATCGATC, and we are writing four bases in this DNA sequence, print bases and end is equal to means just a comma. So what happened here? You can see that here we don't have any initialization and updation. We just have a string. Okay, and here we are writing four bases in here. You can all any you can give any name like for x in this, for y in this. So then what this for loop will do, it will read one by one every element. So first the value of base will be assigned to a, next the value of base will be assigned to t, next the value of base will be assigned to c. So it will read base one by one up to end. Okay, so now it will give you the output ATCG. So why? Because we are printing print base and end is equal to just comma. So it will print, in the first case it will print A, then it will print T, then it will print C comma, then it will print G comma, like that. So now if you see here, we have a video here. So it will be very clear to you. Just suppose that we have a list. This list has three names. Anand, Kedar, and Sami. And we are writing four persons in names, print persons. So what this will do, it will start and it will check if last item is not reached, then it will go to the body of the while loop. Okay, so if you talk about the first iteration, in case of the first iteration, the persons will be assigned to Anand and will print the person name Anand. Again, it will check last item is not reached and it will check the last item is not reached and the condition is false because currently we have reached read means we have gone through only this Anand. Now the person's value will be assigned to Kedar and it will print you Kedar. Again we have not reached up to last element. So now the value of person will be Sami and now we have reached last up to last element, then the loop will be exit. Then loop will be exited now. Is this clear everyone? Okay. So now you can see that see the example of loop. So suppose that I am giving the same example, names is equal to Anand, Sami and Deepak. Okay. We are writing so suppose that we are writing for x in names. Okay, print x. You can see that in this case we have a list and we want to read the every element of this list. So we have written a for loop for x in names print x. So it will automatically read the every element one by one. You can see that we are not doing any initialization here. We are not doing any updation here. Initialization and updation will be handled by Python itself. Okay. Now if you run your program, you can see that it's printing you Anand, Sami and Deepak. Similarly, after that we have a list x is after that we have a set. Okay. After that in this set we have the items. Means any suppose that we have dummy items like ABC and XYZ in this set. And if you want to read this set, if you want to read every item of this set, then you will write four items in set examples print. Now if you run your program, so it will give you the output XYZ ABC. So it is reading the every item of this set. Similarly, you can also work with the string. Suppose that we have name is equal to suppose that people. Okay. So we want to get the every character of this Deepak. So what we will do here, we'll write for, you can give any name for x in name. Okay. Print x. Okay. Suppose that we want to give a space after this, so we can write here n is equal to space. Is after every character we want to give a space. Now if you run your program, so it will print like this. Is this clear everyone? So what is the application of this for loop is, this for loop does what? It is basically used to read the sequences. So what are the basically types of sequences in Python? There are basically four types. So first is string. String is itself a sequence of character. Next we have list, shuffle, and sets. So if you want to work with this, and not only with this means mostly we use for loop to read this list, but you can also use for loops for reading for different purposes. Okay. So next, if I ask you to create a program printing stars, suppose that same program that we were doing using the while loop, we can also do using the for loop. So what will be the condition here? Next means we don't need to think about initialization updation now. So we will write here for I in range. The range is a function that creates a range. So suppose that we want to print for 6 times. So we will write here for I in range 1 to 6, then print star how many times? Put it I times. We need to comment this. So if you run your program, now you can see that it is printing the stars. Okay. If you want to print this star for 20 times, then you can change the value from 1 to 20. So it will print this structure. Okay. So how this program is running means for I in range 1 to 20, it basically creates a range. It gives you a list. The value means if you talk about smaller values like 1 to 5, then it will give you a list. Here we will have the value 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Means writing this is equivalent of writing for I in 5. So writing this is equivalent of this. For I in 1 this print this. Okay. So is this clear everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I am giving you one more example. So suppose that if you want to print this structure like this. Okay. So suppose that we have students. Students is a dictionary, and in this student dictionary, we have couple of students like means ID 12. With the ID 12, we have first name. Suppose that name. Similarly, we have more student here. Okay. For this we have 1, 3 and 1, 4. So these are just the IDs. Next is Anand, Siddharth and supported Sun. So if you want to read the every elements, every student present in this student, then you can simply write a very simple program for student. Or you can simply write here for yeah. Means you can give any name for students, then print student. It will give the IDs of every student present in your student. If you run your program, so it is giving you the ID of every student that is present in this student. So it is printing. It should print 12, 13, and 14. Okay. So I think this 1, 2, 3, 4 is coming from somewhere. Yeah. So this is coming from here. So I'm commenting this. Okay, now it is printing you 12, 13 and 14. Means it is giving you all the IDs represent in this dictionary. If you want to get every student's details, then you can simply write for student in dot students dot value. So values function I already explained you in case of dictionary. This values function basically returns all the values present in the dictionary. So what are values present in this dictionary? So first value is this, second value is this, and third value is this. So if you run your program now, you will get the data. First is printing name Anand, name Kedar, and name Sam. Okay. Similarly, you can also write here. We know that if we run for student in student, so we will get all the keys present in this dictionary. So we can write here student, that will be the key. Okay. And then we want to print this value, print the record of that. So we'll write here students dot get. So if you pass the key name in the dictionary, then it will return you what? The value of that dictionary element. Now if you run your program, now it will print 12, that is the record of 12 is name Anand. For 13, the record of 13 is name Kedar, and 14 name Sam. So this for loop is very useful. So we use this for means creating or reading means for mostly for reading purpose. Okay, for reading our sequences like dictionary, tuple, sets, strings. Okay, so you can use the for loop there. So do you have any problems or any questions related to for loop, or where should we use for loop, where should we use while loop, where should we use nested loop? So all these this means all the answers of these questions I can give you. So if you have any doubt, you can ask. So and next, if we will go to the nested while loop. So if you have any doubt, you can ask. So sorry, nested for loop. Now we'll go to the nested for loop. So do you have any doubt? No. Okay. So about nested for loop. So again the means nesting is very means same as means as we have discussed in case of while loop. Again, what we will do here, we will have a for loop inside another for loop. So this is called as nesting. So loop inside another loop. Okay. So now suppose that we want to print this structure 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3. So you can do here what? For I in range 4. So this range 4 basically gives you the range from 0 to 3. Okay. Now we can write for j in range I plus 1. So print j and then the print the new line. So this program was, you can complete this program using while loop. The same program we are running using the for loop. Only thing here will be, we don't need to do here the initialization and updation every time, that we are using by using the while loop. Now I will give you the example of this in the next class. How can you? I will compare both the for loop and while loop. How this program will be solved by using these two loops, and what is the difference between, what is the advantage of doing that. Okay.